there, everybody. Yeah. Okay. All right. Come on, guys. On TikTok, say something. I don't know. Just bear with me a second. Hello, Arthur. What are you talking about? I'm just bear with me a second. Thank you, Arthur. Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, I've just refreshed the live, basically. Yeah. Right. Okay. How are we doing, people? Hope you're all well. Welcome. Welcome in. What is going on? Yeah, comedy. I quite like the one-liner stuff. Yeah, and like gags and things like that. I like a lot of the wordplay type of stuff. Kind of like puns and things like that, you know? Hello, Flor Lisa. How you doing? Hope you're well tonight. Hello, CHS8022. I don't know, I've heard there's you know what I mean? The tube. You're in YouTube or something. No, I'm English. From the UK, Florida, Lisa. Where are you from? Harrods. I don't know. It's a big posh shop in London or something, isn't it? What is going on in here? No, I don't fish, no. I'm from Cebu, says Florida, Lisa. Oh, yeah. I know someone who went to the Philippines recently. Yeah, a YouTube guy. Bible music, or what you on about? Hobby. I quite like music. I quite like Hello Soligama Gadan. Yeah, I like music. I like fitness. I like comedy and things like that. I like a few other things as well, but yeah. Stratford upon Avon, that was where what's it called was from, isn't it? Shakespeare. Hello, Zora. How you doing? You see my camera? Okay, that's cool. That's what it's supposed to be, isn't it? I don't think much of Epstein, really, do I? I mean, he's well, you know. Hello, relax music. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hit the like button, everybody. Yeah, just I don't know, guys. Don't know how much longer I can keep going on here, really, but yeah, if anyone's new here, hit that subscribe button if you don't mind. Thomas says you had a good day. It's been all right, thank you. Thoughts on paying to take away food? What the hell? What is it with these random ass things? He's taking the piss or something. I mean, it's kind of just draining. Anyway, whatever. It is what it is, eh? I've been searching scrapyard all day, found a windscreen I needed. Oh, really? Scrapyard? Huh. So that's something that you could go to kind of, yeah, find bits of things. There's things like Facebook Marketplace that people go on to try and find bits of things that they might have some use for. I remember like my grandparents would go sometimes down to the tip. They'll go and take stuff that they don't need or something. And yeah, can't think of any topics. Yeah, it's just seem to always get into some kind of argument about something. Oh yeah, 40-year Cosworth. Oh really? Oh wow. Or scrap yards. I was thinking like tips or something. I thought in scrap yards they go and like crush them or something. Hello, John Banker. Oh really? 400 for a bloody windscreen. Oh really? Oh goodness. You look beautiful. How can I help you? I'm okay, thank you. I don't need any help, thank you. Okay, welcome back. Welcome to the live. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit the follow button. Thank you. What is going on with this live stream thing? Right, I think I'll restart the TikTok as well. Anyway, bear with me a second, guys. Dismiss. Yeah. All right, everybody. Bear with me a second. Let's just restart that one. Hello, Proton. What's going on? I don't know what's wrong with me these days. I'm controlled by my emotions, not by my logic. Yeah, well, yeah, there's a thing called the chimp paradox. If you want to check that out, well, it's a book called the Chimp Paradox that talks about there's different like parts of the brain. Like you've got the like humanity center, and then you've got this kind of more animalistic, kind of more acts on impulse kind of thing, right? So humanity is the one that's able to be more logical and rational. So I might say that humans are humans the only creatures that are. What would you say? There's any animals that are rational? What? Let me know what you guys think. I'm ready to play. Oh, thank you. There are some triggers, yeah. So it's about kind of trying to get to the bottom of like why are those things triggering me, and trying to communicate with that part of your brain to try and. Oh, really good for you. Hello, G-Man. How you doing tonight? I hope you're well. I'll come in here. Yeah, finding out what triggers you, because that way you can. It's about communicating and with your brain, as in like cross communication between the different centers of your brain. You've got the left and right brain and all that. Hello, Sam. Okay, what do you remember me from? Anyway, just keep the chat flowing, everyone. Yeah, I know, they're just kind of being stupid in the chat right now. Do you mean sentient? Sorry? What are you on about? Okay. Hello, stupid man. Those things are stupid. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. G-man. I mean, sapient. Oh yeah, like Homo sapiens, you mean? Hello, Lizzie. How you doing? Hope all is well. Welcome to my live. Okay. I don't know. It's just one of those things, and it just these people just have nothing better to do, so you just have to get used to it, you know. Just gotta try and laugh it off, you know. Whatever. Hello, Zuko is here. How you doing? Hope you're well tonight. How's everyone on TikTok doing? Hope everyone's well over there as well. Welcome to my live, everybody. Hello, Vic. How you doing? You all right? Did you see my last short that I did? Yeah, I'm your president, everybody. It's so great to be here. I'm having such a wonderful, tremendous day. Hello, Ab- Abdera, Abderrahman Fetal. How you doing? Oh, thank you, stupid man. No, brother, I missed it. Oh, yeah, I just did the L-sit pull-up. I've just unlocked that. It's definitely harder than regular pull-ups, isn't it? Why are you tired of living, Bobby? Maybe you need to seek out some professional help then or something. Hello, Prashant Malviva. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I do sometimes. Cobra says total time waste. What's a waste? Bobby says, not joking, we'll just maybe get some professional help or something. You know what I mean? I'm from the UK. Where are you from, Bob? Yeah, I can like do an American accent. So awesome to be here tonight. Hope you all had a dope ass day today. Yeah, just hanging out at my crib right now. Just Bobby Jackson's from Spain. Welcome in if you're new here. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you. And if anyone's on TikTok, hit the follow button. Thank you. Anyway, Wonderwall. Because maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. Yeah. Oh, really? Ginger nut biscuits. Oh, yeah. 70p from Co-op. Oh, yeah. Yeah, quite cheap, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. Hope you all had a good day. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Thank you. Yeah. Japanese accent, not really. Yeah, sentience. Yeah, I know what sentience is. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, obviously, I know what sentience is, but what was you talking about in regards to sentience is what I meant. Of course, I know what sentience is, but you mentioned the word sentience. I don't know what you was talking in regards to. Oh, thank you, Talon Kennedy. Sentience, as in consciousness. I think people refer to it as it's like consciousness. Derbyshire and Red Dwarf is proper good. Red Dwarf, wasn't that like what's it called? Craig Charles. Oh, Shiva, how you doing? Hope you're all well tonight, everybody. Elon went to Epstein. I thought he was invited. Well, no, he wanted to go, but he wanted to go meet Epstein, but then he got declined or something. Although Jeremy, he was probably bitter from that or something, if I remember. You're right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, conscious experience, yeah. Basically. The question is, how do we prove that there's any other consciousness other than one? Some argue that maybe there's only one consciousness in the universe. Possibly. Gamaliel, how you doing? You okay? Welcome in if you're new here. Make sure you give me a follow. Oh, yeah, Robot Wars, of course, yeah. Yeah, I've seen that a couple of times, Robot Wars. Epstein considered Elon to be a tool, which I agree with Epstein. I mean, they're all tools, aren't they? But if Epstein thought that Elon was a tool, that says a lot about Epstein. Sorry, that says a lot about Elon, doesn't it? If even fucking Epstein of all people doesn't want anything to do with him, then yeah, DMT is. I mean, I've heard about DMT supposedly being some kind of like way to see reality or something, but I am a bit skeptical on some of these things. I mean, what you're saying, shawarma. Thank you for the follow, Naomi. Hi, Crystal. Not particularly. I do fitness, so I look into workouts and things like that. But I don't watch competitive sports. I was in rainforest. Oh, really? What are you doing in the rainforest? Oh, yeah. Okay. Hello, Adam. Yes, sir. How you doing tonight? I hope you're well. I don't know. I don't watch the UFC, so I don't really have any opinions on it. Yeah. I don't watch competitive sports at all, really. I do my own fitness stuff, but I don't have any interest in competitive sports. You look very intelligent, so okay, well, thank you. Yeah, I like some philosophy stuff. I need to try and look more into it to get a broader understanding of it, so I need to do some more research. Hello, Lazy, how you doing? I'm wicked and I'm lazy. What are you saying? Oh, don't you want to save me? Yeah, I don't watch TV. I mean, I like watching stuff on YouTube, like YouTube documentaries and things like that, mainly. Why live stream is no fun? I don't know. It's just a personal opinion, isn't it? Adam says, what do you think about nihilism? I don't really think it's the way to go. I mean, it's a very, negative view on things, if I understand correctly. Okay, thank you, G-Man. But yeah, just some people have, it's like these kind of, black pillars and whatever, who just have a very negative outlook on things. The way I see it is that if you have a negative outlook on things, then you're just going to keep fulfilling your own prophecy. If you have a more positive outlook, generally you're going to have a more positive outcome. We should be more optimistic, really. And some people who will say, oh, I'm just a realist. Well, but the thing is that what if you're actually cursing your own reality? I know this might sound a bit esoteric and whatever, but I do believe that there is something to this stuff where if you think positive thoughts, you're more likely to have positive outcomes. So you don't want to end up cursing your reality to be negative by having all these negative thoughts. As soon as you have a negative thought, challenge it. Think, okay, why am I having this thought? Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the heart me, Bernadette. Why am I having this thought? Is this a rational thought? Hello, Pappy. Okay, hang on a second. Wasn't that person again? Okay, goodbye. Trolls again. Hello, Joe Grace. How you doing? I'm mainly on here these days. Alright. What's this? Joe Hollywood. I know, it's ridiculous. Visualize to materialize, yeah. This is what I mean. It's not just visualization, but you also want to think about all the five senses. So when you're visualizing, you also want to immerse yourself in all of the senses, all the smells, all of everything, the sounds. Just fully immerse yourself in that experience. Hello, Chipper. That's what apparently helps with manifestation. I don't watch Game of Thrones, no, never watched it. Like I said, I'm mainly into my own. Hello, History Explorer, thank you for the likes. How are you doing? You alright? Good to see you. How's life treating you? Yeah. So you're still coming over here. When was it? May, did you say it was, that you're coming over? Or something. You said you was coming over to York or something, so yeah. Anyway, hope you've all had a good day today. Got it so we can, oh yeah, the weekend again. What show do I like to watch? I just watch a bunch of random stuff. Sometimes on YouTube, I'll just watch some kind of, I like some true crime documentaries and things like that. And I watch some stuff about different, things that getting exposed. Like I was watching stuff like CoffeeZilla, people like that. Sometimes I'd watch things like that. I'd watch stuff on different corporations and how they're corrupt and things like that. I was watching one a while ago on Nestle and how they're something about how they would fund dodgy research and things like that to try and promote sugar, basically. Oh yeah, CoffeeZilla is good, yeah. But didn't he get in a bit of trouble because of the whole Logan Paul thing? But he did come out on top though. It would have looked really bad, I think, for Logan Paul if he'd have just basically got a whole bunch of money off CoffeeZilla, even though, because I think most adults really think he's just a douchebag. I think 99% of adults probably think that Logan Paul is just some douchebag. It's only kids who really like the guy. No, I just drink like water. I know it's not great, but it's out of the tap. I know I could do better, but I just can't be asked with filtering it and shit. And nobody got time for that. But I know they say it's better for you, know that, and maybe I'll get round to doing that someday. But yeah, crime. The documentary, my YT history is full of crime documentary or history. Oh yeah, I'm actually live on YouTube as well right now. So, and yeah, I'm in New York, Raymond. Favorite soda. I don't really drink soda anymore. I used to drink a lot of like Fanta and stuff like that. I used to drink like Sprite as well. I used to drink Coca-Cola as well. But yeah, just mix of those sort of things really. But oh yeah, pineal gland. I've heard about that. I don't know how true it is, but I've heard also that the water that we get in this country doesn't have fluoride, so it's mostly going to be coming from the toothpaste. That favorite hobby. I mean, I've been quite into fitness really, just trying to work on improving my fitness skills. I've just unlocked the L-sit pull-up, so that's something I've been happy about really, because it's took me quite a while to get to this point. So yeah. Anyway, how you doing, Kevin? I hope you're well. If anyone's new here, please subscribe to the channel. That would be really appreciated. Congrats, man. Thank you. Yeah. Someone in the supernatural says, "What, bro? How you doing? Hope you're well tonight." No, I don't have Netflix. No, I don't watch TV or anything. So I don't have any subscriptions to any of that kind of stuff. I mean, anyway, I usually just watch stuff on YouTube. If I want to watch a video, I'll just, yeah. Don't F with the cats. Best true crime documentary I've ever seen. Oh, really? I might have to have a look at that. I remember seeing some ones on like Elliot Rodger and some of these other people, like those type of people. There was also the one Jake Davison. Remember him? You think to yourself, how? I mean, they could have like stopped that from happening, right? How was that guy got access to a gun, knowing that he has such mental issues? Like it just blows my mind how yeah. Or royal files. What are you thinking that the royals are like? Do you think there's more stuff about the royals you're thinking? I'm not a nationalist, no. Net YC name at Jamie Brown JB. Yeah. Anyway. Hope you've all had a good day today, people. Welcome in here. Yeah, I'm not a nationalist. Am I the new Doctor Who? Nah, I'm God. Yeah, I'm Dr. G, as in Dr. God. The Alpha and the Omega. The Almighty. No, I'm from the north of England. Yeah, I'm from the north of England. Oh, really, James? Travel in a phone booth? What do you mean? Travel? How would I travel in a phone booth? Reminds me, has anyone seen a film called Phone Booth? I think it was called Phone Booth. It had Colin Farrell. It was like a kind of, I guess you could call it like a little bit like a horror type of film, I guess. It's this kind of like film where it's just all based in a phone box. And yeah, has anyone ever seen that one? Hello, pound sign. No, I'm not from Ireland. No, Yasmin, I'm from the UK. I'm in England. Hello, Tristan Lee. What's that? The most excellent adventure. Wasn't that a film called Bill and Ted Excellent Adventure, or was it something else? I can't remember. What was the film called? Bill and Ted. Yeah, Excellent Adventure. I was right. Yes, there was Excellent Adventure and Bogus Journey, wasn't it called, or whatever it was called? There was like a few. I don't know if there was 2 or 3 of them. I can't remember, but yeah, Bill and Ted. Has anyone ever seen those before? Like, dude, Bill and Ted, dude. Yeah. But yeah, has anyone seen a film called Phone Booth? Yeah, Colin Farrell was the guy playing the guy in the booth or something. Yeah, Phone Booth. Oh. Yeah, Phone Booth. Let's see. Yeah, it's 2002. Not too bad, thank you. How's your day been? And yeah, it was let's see. Yeah, what? I mean, I don't know if you would call it a horror film or what, but it was that type of film with the kind of suspense kind of thing. It's a psychological thriller about a self-centered New York. Oh yeah, yeah. It's like I don't know. It's kind of like anyway. Yeah, it was in New York, wasn't it? Yes, I am Flashpoint. Yes, I'm still live. I mean, yes, I guess it's it's called a thriller, but it's kind of like you could see it as kind of horror in a way, but I guess they kind of overlap in a way. It's kind of like yeah, carpet by the bike, where you have to. There isn't. Oh, it's just like a mat. It's just like a rug or something. Anyway, but yeah, the movies were better. Everything is weird. Okay, can we just thank you for the follow, whoever that is. Welcome in. Yeah, share this out if you can. That would be really, really appreciated. Bob says, I cried at Watership Down. I've not actually seen that. It's supposed to be quite a sad one, isn't it? Was it Bambi was another one apparently quite sad or something. Is it Bambi? Is that supposed to be quite sad as well or something? Yeah. I'll have to check it out, but yeah. Are you from where? I'm from the UK. Where are you from? Best quote. Probably, I was thinking, condemnation without investigation is the height of ignorance. That's one. You cried at Melania. Why is that? Because of how bad the movie was, you mean? Or thank you, Delroach. York is a beautiful place. Inspiration quote. I mean, I thought you'd just talk about any kind of quote. Inspiration quote. I don't know really. Energy flows where attention goes. I don't know if that's a quote or something, but that's one that I can think of off the top of my head. Hello, Andrew. How you doing? Thank you for the likes. No, I don't. No, no. I don't really have a topic tonight. I'm just kind of chatting about random shit right now. Hello, Zian28. Oh, really? Oh, God. Okay. Yeah. I don't have a girlfriend now, why? Oh, Aid. No, I've not watched that. What are you talking about? The ladies are missing out. Well, That's for them to decide, really, isn't it? Yeah. I don't know. It's different these days. It seems. One time, like even the ugly guys would get a woman. Thank you for the white roses, Harry. Nice one. Yeah, but yeah, I'm not saying that you can't get a woman. It's just wish I was enough. Why? What are you talking about? Hello, Zasa Style. How you doing? What do you mean you're having a laugh? What are you talking about? Yeah, guys tried hitting on me and shit. It's just yeah. Thank you for the follow, Pamela. Even when I said, I'm straight, but they still tried to like hit on me. So it's like, uh, all right, Patrick. Yeah, loads of trolls. So it was same thing for you as well, is it? So it's just same thing with you, is it? Same kind of trolls or something. Hello, Macy. What are you saying? Hello, Pamela. How you doing? Not that many, really. But then again, maybe it's just because I haven't really tried hard enough. I'm just somebody who kind of does my own thing, and I'm not somebody that really goes out my way to try and get some woman. Maybe that's my problem. I don't know, but if I wanted it that badly, I probably would have got somebody. But I don't know. I don't really like. But I've heard about in terms of looks, somewhere around 8+ is what I've been told anyway. But there's a lot of guys with very like skewed perceptions on that little Aussie girl. I don't know, but I'm supposed to be quite an attractive guy. I get a lot of women saying that I'm attractive, not just men, but a lot of women find me attractive physically. But I don't know. But I'm not. Like I say, if I really wanted to get someone that badly, I probably would. Anyway, um, yeah, okay. Wordways says I'm a strong 7. I don't know. It's just these numbers are a bit kind of. Oh, thank you, Hannah Mill. I don't have a girlfriend. What you on about? Have I been knighted? What you on about? 9.2. Is that how I'm rated by you or something? It just reminds me of there was that creepy guy called Onision, and he was like rating a bunch of like a lot of them were like underage girls or something. It's like, why is he rating all these girls? Kind of a bit sus, really, isn't it? Yeah, I remember there was that frigging Chris Hansen got involved in it and went to his house and then wouldn't cooperate. So yeah, he went completely like off the rails. That guy. I don't know. I think this whole rating thing is just kind of stupid because not everyone's going to agree on ratings anyway. Like somebody might rate somebody a 6, someone else might rate them a 9. You know what I mean? Like it's just there is some subjectivity to it. So because everyone's got different types, preferences, and stuff. I mean, you could say, well, there's certain people that tend to be more unanimously rated high, but even them people, not everyone's going to agree that they're the best looking. Like, yeah, it's like, I don't agree. Like, I don't think anybody would think that Tom Cruise is ugly necessarily, for example, but some people might prefer somebody else over him, whereas, you know what I mean? Like, someone might be more into the whatever, like early days, say like what is he called? Leonardo DiCaprio, for example. So anyway, what are you saying? Can I dance for you? No, I don't dance for you now. Oh, Oscar. Um, what do you mean, Ronnie? Hello, F you. How you doing? I don't do dancing. I'm not a dancer. Hello, Ferdy Winnie. Better late than never. What have you been up to today? So I did get my new phone today. So I'm streaming onto YouTube and TikTok at the same time. Multitasking, eh? Yeah. Well, trying to anyway. Yeah, I hope you're all well tonight anyway. But the whole rating thing is just kind of dumb, I think. What you're saying, Lions. Why doesn't YouTube do something about trolls? I don't know. Because I'm thinking, well, is there anything they could really do? Well, the one I'm on now is this still the same phone, Fernie, but I've got a new one for the TikTok live, so I can run two of them on two different phones. Do I have a crush on anyone? Not really. I'm just trying not to kind of get myself really attached to anybody, because that's been my problem, where I'd really get into somebody and then just really almost become obsessed. It's not good. So I'm trying to just focus on my own thing, really. Thank you for the follow, Effie. I'm like, okay, well, if they really want me to be with me, then they can. Yeah, I've been ghosted multiple times. It's not good, but it is what it is. Hello, Ems. I'm from the UK. Where are you from? Hello, Lady Love. How you doing? I even said once that unless they're like really, really that into me that they're like, head over heels for me, then I'm not interested. And then someone came into my chat on YouTube last year saying, "How do you know I'm not?" So I started talking to this girl. She'd just come over. Oh yeah, I'm in York. So she'd come over. She'd moved over from America to Portsmouth. So she was telling me to add her on Facebook. So I went and added her on Facebook, and then guess what happened? So I started talking to her for a bit, and then it just got kind of weird and just kind of like silent and whatever. And then we tried, I tried like arranging to meet, and then she actually agreed. And we were talking about arranging to meet where she lives, and then I was like, okay, let's see where things go. And I was like, yeah, just a few minutes later, and I'm blocked. It's like, the fuck is wrong with you? Like, and then like a few weeks or a few months later, I saw her picture on it, and it's like she got with somebody else or something. Like, so she was just trying to like basically string me along or some shit, and then like having me think she's like really into me and all this shit, but as soon as I got interested, then she just kind of left me out to dry basically, and then ends up getting with somebody else. It's like, why do they do this kind of shit, But yeah, I was just kind of like trying to get over somebody at the time, and just yeah, it's just shit, isn't it? They try and act like they're like really interested at first, and then they start to withdraw that interest. I don't know what it is. It's like they probably do that. She probably did that to multiple guys, I bet, because sometimes it seemed to take a while for her to respond and stuff, which to me suggests there's either usually they do that as some kind of game, or they do that to try and, I don't know. Yeah, people do stuff to boost their egos, don't they? Thank you for the follow, Ray Bell. Get a bunch of guys just simping and whatever, but then eventually they'll become jaded by it. That's the thing. Eventually that validation they get, they just become jaded, and nothing will really excite them anymore. Once they've gotten validated from hundreds of different fucking guys simping over them, where do they go from there? You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know why people would do that. It's just, yeah. It's like, why? I don't know. But I suppose if you're in the talking stages, it's okay to talk to multiple people until there's something established. Once there's something established, then that's it. You should then just kind of cut off any contact to any other people that you were talking to previously, I think, and just say, because I remember there was one it was actually on a dating site a while ago, and I don't use dating sites anymore, but I was actually talking to somebody, and she actually seemed all right, and maybe I just kind of didn't really get in there quick enough, if you will. I didn't really arrange anything. I was just trying to, people say, "Oh, just play it cool" and all that, and I didn't actually like arrange to meet. And then what ended up happening, she then said, "Just to let you know, I'm coming off the app. I've met somebody." So at least she'd actually like been honest about that and just kind of wasn't going to just lead me on or anything. She actually seemed pretty genuine, but maybe it's just one of those things where sometimes you just miss the ball, if you will. So, oh well. But it is what it is. Right, I'll just get rid of the nonsense out of the chat. But you just got to learn that this is the thing, right? This is why, I think if you are talking to someone, you should probably try and meet them, because, you have to take your opportunity, right? Like, if somebody seems to be into you, then just take that opportunity when you can, because if you don't, somebody else will. I mean, if they're not really going to meet up with you, then they're not interested. Then just kind of be like, okay, well, you're not that interested, then, are you? You know what I mean? If they're not that interested, then why should I be interested? It's like some of them just want you to be interested, and then just for them to end up like leaving you hanging. Yeah, as they say, strike while the iron is hot. Yeah. But then they'll try and make out like you're some kind of, oh, why are you so pushy? You know what I mean? Nothing that is for you can ever pass you by. Rejection is God's protection and redirection. Well, according to manifestation, then supposedly there's an infinite number of versions of that person. So therefore, if you believe in it enough that it's real, then it's real. So I don't know, like, because I thought in terms of the law of assumption, whatever you assume to be real, then, so that sounds a bit of a contradiction to your theory then, or something. I don't know. As in, like, according to like Neville, where he said stuff like, "Oh, if you believe that your partner is the right one, therefore they are." I don't know whether that is to be believed or what. Like, if you're believe that they are the one for you, then they are something, because there's an infinite number of versions of them, and you just, quantum jump into that reality where that one is the right one for you or something. I don't know. What you mean you were buffering then? Oh shit. I was just saying about the whole law of assumption thing with, like, if you believe that the person is the right one for you, then you quantum jump into that reality where that person is for you, according to your theories on this. Hello, Daily Mind Fuel. Thank you for the roses. How you doing? Oh, really, Mariami? So anyway, hope you're all well tonight, people. Well, I don't think any woman hardly is taller than me. It's probably like less than 0.1% of women taller than me, so it's very unlikely. Yeah. They're probably very unlikely to even be taller than me with high heels. That's saying something. Anyway, but yeah, so this whole thing of like, if you say, oh, if they're not right for you, then that's God protection. But then they're saying, oh, well, what do you mean God's protection? I thought you didn't believe in the God in the biblical sense. I thought we're all supposed to be God, right, or something? The one consciousness. I don't know. I'm a bit confused with your theory on things, because anyway, hello, the addiction kitchen. I think that's true, mate. But I think you have to know deep down they are right for you, not just right looking. Okay, Neville says assume the state of being in a loving relationship and allow God's self to bring the right person. So you don't believe that you can manifest the version of that person that is the one that you quantum jump into that reality where the person is the right one for you. I mean, that you can change the reality into the one that, let's say you're into somebody. I mean, not that you change that person, but rather that you change the perception of that person because of the whole idea of infinite universes or something, that if you really want to be with someone and that let's say you formed a connection, but then there might be some barrier there or something, but that might be a mental barrier. I don't know. Do not put the other person on a pedestal. It creates resistance. I'm not saying to put them on a pedestal. I'm just saying as in, like, if you believe that that person is the one, then it's like, yeah, then shouldn't the reality conform to that then, according to that, about believing in the end result of whatever it is with a specific person? I don't know. What you're saying is you don't believe in that. Hello, Jamie's. Oh yeah, Jamie. Yes, you are. By fixing it and on it, it has to be them. I'm not saying it has to be them. I mean, but I'm just saying that why can't it be them? Why can't it be that person? In that theory, I don't get what you're saying. I mean, like, according to like your theory on like quantum jumping or whatever it is, that you can bet if you believe that that person is deep down is that right one for you, then you know. Anyway, what's that? I get what you're saying though, but yeah. Anyway, hope you're all well tonight. You should probably try and talk to other people and not let that person take over your mind. And if you're in a confident state, then you'll be with the person that you're meant to be with. And it's like just kind of going with the flow, really. Going with the flow of nature or something. Or you might meet somebody else and then it's like, oh, this person is right for me. So it might not necessarily be that person, but just saying that. Anyway, my text, thank you for the follow. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Orion Ban. What are you saying? Hello, dead man. What do you mean? Oh, goodness. Anyway. Hello, Pierre Tosh. How you doing? Hope you're well tonight. Share this out if you can. What's this? Not to fixate on SP, but assume the state desired. If they are the one, then they will confirm it if they are not aligned with your ideals. But who's to say that you can't jump into a reality where that person is a version that is aligned? Not that you're trying to manipulate the person like we were talking about the other day, but if we believe that in all the many different versions of that person, because they say everybody's you pushed out, then therefore that person would then be kind of like a mirror of you. So who's to say that that person can't turn out to be right for you? I mean, but you have to keep an open mind, but it's like, I don't know. It's not about fixating on one person. I don't think that's a good idea. It's not healthy. That can cause a lot of like what they call maladaptive daydreaming. Yeah. Yeah. I get what you're saying, but yeah, it can cause a lot of maladaptive daydreaming if you fixate on one person and it's just like a kind of fantasy. So that can be quite bad to do that, and that can lead to inactivity, that can lead to you becoming complacent in your everyday life because you can become so fixated that you can start to neglect yourself, you can start to become somebody without any self-respect and self-worth, which should just lead you down a negative spiral. So yeah. On a serious note, if someone cheats on you, should understand that they never loved you and never meant anything to you. Yeah, exactly. That's how I see it anyway. Cal Gunnar, hello, how you doing? Yeah. But what are your thoughts on the whole cheating thing then, Stargazer? Would you say that cheating is some kind of reflection of your internal state, insecurities and things like that? Because some say that when you become insecure, that can lead to that other person losing some respect for you and losing those feelings for you because of something self-concept. Yeah. Like if you see yourself as somebody who, you know, like why would anybody cheat on me? Like there's a lot of it's doing the affirmations. No one would cheat on me. I am the prize. I am the one that they would fight for. They would never betray me, that sort of stuff. Because I have value and whatever kind of affirmations. That might not be the best affirmations, but you know what I mean? It's like you have to remind yourself of your values and whatever you have to offer. And if you don't have a lot to offer, then you need to cultivate that. You have to find the value within and cultivate it. Yeah. What you're saying, Calguna. But you could say it's about personality, but yeah. But then you could say, well, you wouldn't have attracted someone with that personality in the first place if you was somebody who has a level of self-respect and self-confidence, because that's going to attract people who would actually see you as valuable. If they see you as someone insecure, they're less likely to be loyal to you, I believe. They probably would see you as somebody that, oh, well, I'm just going to, you know what I mean? Thank you for the follow, Angie. The subconscious belief that I'm not enough. Yes, exactly. Yeah. I am enough and I will. I think what you need to do when you're with someone is just have these kind of conversations or whatever. I mean, and be like, you know what, if you're going to cheat on me, then let's just not even bother doing this. I think maybe there has to be certain things established first where it's like, okay, are you the kind of person that's just going to cheat? If you are, then forget it. You know what I mean? I just don't care. I'm just going to end up leaving you if you're going to do that. So just to let you know, that's not something I would tolerate. These are my boundaries. These are what I expect. And yeah. Now, some people say don't expect anything from people, but there's certain things I think should be expected, like loyalty and all that. It's a tough one. Some people are just monsters regardless of how much effort you put in. I know that, but you've got to look out for like just keep yourself vigilant is what I'd say. But also don't try to hyperfixate on red flags though, because again that could lead you to just see red flags where there isn't any. So no one comes to me save the Father who sent draws him, and I will lift him up at the end. Scripture. Okay. So you read scriptures or something. I mean, okay, I don't know. It's just zombie killer. Hello, how you doing? Welcome in. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. But yeah, but what I find is that, you know, it's like if you attract a monster, then is that because deep down you see yourself as a monster? I don't know. I'm not saying that for sure, but it seems like when people get with toxic people, they tend to maybe have some kind of issue themselves, perhaps, that they feel inside that they are, not a very good person or something. And okay, Bronny. Neville's work, is the interpretation of scripture. So it's more like Gnosticism, I guess you could call it. I like to say it's a mystic. But Neville's a mystic, which I guess is like Gnosticism or something. Hello, Edmund. Hello, Stephen. How you doing? Thank you for the follow, Rosette. Hi, Christoph. How you doing? So more like Gnosticism, right? More like a kind of, so some people believe in God as this sort of like unified consciousness or something, rather than some separate entity. But there was this whole thing about interpretation of scripture, like, for example, the whole Garden of Eden thing and Eve eating the apple and all that. Some might say that the meaning of that is to, like, basically the whole thing of we should be trying to go through all the trials and tribulations to receive knowledge, that we can't just go and, go to like the knowledge of good and evil and whatever and just eat from the tree of not the knowledge of good and evil, because that's just, you're trying to shortcut things, you're trying to, so you don't have to go through all of life experiences, because wisdom comes from experience, and that without experience then, like, it's not true wisdom, you could say. Okay, thank you, Jack. Your own belief shapes your personal reality. Yeah, that's what we're talking about with the law of assumption. What you assume about yourself, that translates into reality. So, like, if you see yourself as attractive, then the world's going to see you as more attractive. If you see yourself as ugly, then the world will see you as ugly. Hi, Ivan. How you doing? Hi, Tripper. No, is his interpretation of scripture, which identifies Christ as the wonderful human imagination and that God, the Mother Father, is within everyone, sleeping until we awaken. Okay. Well, what are your thoughts on the whole, like, resurrection thing? Is that to do with, like, some people say it's like ego death and rebirth? The whole thing of, like, the awakening of the soul, awakening to reality or something, or some kind of spiritual evolution or something like that. Thank you for the follow, Claudia. Yeah, hope you're all well tonight. Share this out if you can. That would be really appreciated. If you're new here. What are you saying, Tripper? I don't know what you mean. I'm doing fine, thank you, Ivan. Hope you're well. So yeah. Steven says, do you have another sweater? Do you have a life? Like, why do you care? Like, I don't know why are people so bothered about all that shit, but whatever. Dark Lord, how you doing? Lyrical, miracle, spiritual, individual. Oh yeah. Welcome in anyway. Hello, Rose, how you doing? Welcome to my live. Hope you've all had a good day. Oh, you were joking? Okay. Yeah, it's just people keep making these comments and stuff. It's just... Anyway. Okay. I agree, because every day I wake up from sleep and I see myself as Jamie Brown, Jamie, and one day I will be. Oh, really? Well, I think you have to be realistic, though, about what there's certain things that are just not really possible, so we have to obviously be realistic. Okay, what is going on? No, it's the resurrection of your ideal desired state through the imaginable acts, which brings it back to life when we assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and persist in faith. So what you're saying is that Thank you for the roles, Isa. That becoming like, the whole miracles and stuff, and like being able to perform miracles. If we are actually the creators ourselves, then we are able to perform miracles. But yeah, it's interesting. Have you heard of like Rupert Sheldrake? And I don't know how true it all is, but there was this thing called telephone telepathy experiment, and where they actually supposedly, in over 40% of the time, guessed the name correctly of the person out of the four people that were phoning them, and it should have only been 25% roughly, because that's chance rate. And they found that it was more likely when it was a person that they knew, and it was up to 60% in that case. So some might say that because they have a certain connection with somebody. So this is something that, obviously there's going to be people critical of it, but it's just, do we have this connection to, like, might be some kind of frequency or whatever it might be, I don't know, but it's interesting how some people get certain senses of things in their environment, which is something that science would just say is just kind of not true, and it's just like they'll try to find some scientific way to explain it. I am one, you are nothing. Well, we are one, we're all one, I would say, but that's my opinion. You can't have something without nothing. Right. You can't have something without nothing. What do you mean you can't have something without nothing? You're about like duality. You can't have an up without a down. You can't have an in without an out. You can't have a dark without light. Well, some might say that dark is just absence of light, or hot or cold is the absence of heat, or something, or just a lack of heat or something. Hi, good evening. Hope you're well. Pain is only pain if there's no joy to compare it to. I mean, there is all that, but I would say that if we had a God of the Bible, why would there need to be all of that? Because supposedly in the afterlife in heaven, there is no pain and suffering anymore. So the question is, why the need to have it on earth then in that Bible? If we're going to believe in the God of the Bible, you know what I mean? Why, if we are higher beings, why the need to have all this stuff? Why the need to be contrast? Which leads me to think that something else is going on. But it's like but maybe the pain is something that we collectively just accept as reality. The collective soul, if you will. Actually, I think there was a band called Collective Soul, but it's like as in the collective of consciousness in the one soul. It's a very, might be a bit of a confusing concept to some people, but what if we really are all one person experiencing different realities? One soul or one spirit. Oh, really, Hill Blinks. I hope you find what you're looking for. Hello, Theanum. Yeah. Hang on, Sunday? We're not Sunday, are we? What do you mean, happy Sunday? It's not Sunday. You're talking about Saturday. It'll be Saturday if you want it. Anyway. Law of polarity. Yeah. But I feel like sometimes people will just say things like that as just an excuse for all the horrible things that happen in the world. Oh, it's just nature, it's just duality. Sometimes I think to myself, if that's how it has to be, then what's the point of life then? As long as it's mostly positive, then I think it's worth it. But then if there's just as much bad as good, because I don't know, like, think about this, guys. Would you say that your life is more positive or negative? Just say in the chat what you think, because if life is overall not more positive, what's the point to it? You know what I mean? What's the point of living just for it to be a net zero? Let's say, like you measure happiness in points or something, and then you also measure negatives on points as well, and it's like, if those two things cancel each other out, then what's the point? What is the point in feeling happy just to then feel sad afterwards? Oh, really? Well, okay. Always imagine living in alignment with the golden rule. What do you mean? So are you saying that, like, negative emotions are not necessary most of the time or something, or it fluctuates but mostly positive? Yeah, I mean, that's natural going to happen, but there's Sashu, but there's some people out there that, their life is hell, and yeah, a bit, Joey, yeah, just talking about, because you get these people about, saying, like, why does God allow suffering? Why allow all that on earth? Like, if suffering doesn't happen in heaven, then why make it happen on earth? Isn't that kind of sadistic? Oh, you have to prove that you're worthy of going to heaven. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to inflict pain on you so that you're good enough to go to heaven or something. I mean, I don't really get it. Anyway, I don't get how, you could just justify, like, forcing people to go through suffering as some kind of test. But there's a lot of things that, like, influence people into bad things as well, and maybe it's their upbringing or their mental state or whatever, their environment that they're in. These things can influence people. That would mean that a lot of people would be going to hell because of their environment that they happen to grow up in, or, I mean, if you think about it, most people, I would say, who do bad things, there's something that led them to that. You could say, no smoke without fire. I'm not saying it justifies them doing that. Of course not. But what I'm saying is that there's usually something that led someone to their, crimes and things. But it's like, I've been thinking even whether we do have free will. You know what I mean? Or whether everything's predetermined. Because if things are predetermined, then how do we have free will? Because that's a contradiction. If God knows what we're going to be doing, that's not free will then, is it? That's predetermination. What you mean, B? Anyway, I hope you're all well tonight. Because you think if it's free will, then therefore... Because if you know what people are going to do, why don't you stop it? If they're going to do bad things and you know it's going to send them to hell, does that not make you just as bad? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me at all. When they say stuff like, oh, well, God knows everything that's going to happen, but he's going to, like, send... Let's have a look and see what it says. If God knows people will sin, why allow it and send them to hell for it? God is everything that will happen and doesn't happen. What do you mean? Let's have a look. So, see what it says. So we've got, the Bible says that at the cross, God went to hell for bad people. If God let every person run headlong into hell, he would still be just, and his reputation would remain untarnished. The wages of sin cost God his son, and Christ his life, it costs believers repentance and unbelievers hell. So why would you go to hell for not believing then? I mean, God sends non-believers to... Does God send non-believers to hell? According to mainstream Christian theology based on the Bible, God judges unrepentant sinners and those who reject faith in Jesus Christ, resulting in their separation from him in hell. This is often viewed as a consequence of sin and the refusal of divine mercy rather than an arbitrary act. So you've got the Christian perspective and then alternative viewpoints. Some perspectives suggest that hell refers to the grave that God's judgment is based on his ultimate mercy and knowledge of human hearts. Because I would think about, like, let's say you've got someone who's done a lot of good for humanity, they've saved lives, let's say they're a doctor, they've saved hundreds of lives, but they're a non-believer, versus somebody who is a believer and has done jack fucking shit with their life. I mean, who do you think should be more likely to get into heaven? You know what I mean? So why should believing or not believing be a factor in any of this shit? So you know, it shouldn't be judged at all based on... should be based on the character, right? From that perspective, like, oh, but because that person who saved a bunch of people's lives didn't repent, therefore they go to hell. You know what I mean? Because they don't believe in God or whatever. But yet the person that did fucking shit with their life, then they somehow, because they repented, therefore they're going to heaven. Very interesting that people who had never heard of Jesus but also lived a good life would still go to hell. This is what I mean. It's like, there probably is people in the world that don't even really know. Is there people that don't know about Jesus? I don't know, but yeah. I get what you're saying, Jimmy, but what we've been taught is unfortunately misconstrued. Yeah. Well, this is the thing, right? I'm talking about the, basically what I'm thinking is that what if we're all God? What if consciousness itself is God? The most interesting part is that according to the Bible, people who hadn't heard of Jesus would go to hell, really. So that sounds crazy to me, that because that is entirely not your fault, which would suggest that God is a really fucking horrible person in that case, because, like, how dare you send people to hell just because they don't believe in you and even not even heard of you, even. Fuck. So in that case, why would God send Jesus to earth just to trick people? Yeah, no. Like, what the fuck? You'd just be reincarnated to try again. Oh, really? Anthony, how you doing? Heaven and hell is here and now. When we die, we turn into matter that recycles into existence, and one day what we was becomes something else. Well, but what about the consciousness, though? What happens to that? Because some people believe that the consciousness is something that is a fundamental part of reality that cannot be destroyed. And you might say about brain damage, and someone was arguing about this as some kind of like, you'll get, you know, like neural scientists and stuff like that, Sam Harris or whatever, and they might talk about things like how people would get damaged, like if they got brain damage, then they might lose parts of their consciousness, and somehow that is evidence that, hello Debs, how you doing? Hope you're well. Somehow that's evidence that consciousness dies when the brain dies. Well, some might see it as like the brain is a receiver, like a sort of, think of it like a radio or something, and therefore it might just be that that particular host is not a great host at that moment because there's been some damage there. But some might believe that consciousness transcends the physical and maybe finds a new host. or something. Hello, anxiety. And that there might only be one true soul in the universe. That's what Schrodinger actually believed. There was only one soul in the universe. My consciousness isn't at peace here, so I don't expect it to be at peace in hell. But PT1, what you mean? Hello, anxiety. How you doing? I'd argue that oxygen is consciousness. When you lack oxygen, you become unconscious. Well, you might say that that's more like what they call a, correlation doesn't prove causation or something. That we're deprived of oxygen, that therefore, and we lose consciousness. Therefore, oxygen is consciousness. I think they're reaching a bit there, to be honest. That's my opinion anyway. Why are you going to be miserable? What's wrong? I'm all right, thank you, Devs. Yeah, it's a theory, yeah, but yeah. Anyway, hope you're all well tonight. But yeah, you're entitled to have your own theory on things, but I don't know. I don't watch football. Hello, Traps, Lighty. How you doing? We're looking to someone like Robert Lanza, talks about biocentrism, like how believes that consciousness creates reality, or consciousness creates the universe, not the other way around. People think that the universe creates consciousness. Well, what if consciousness creates the universe? That if we think about it that way, then maybe we have a lot more power than we realize. Because if consciousness creates the universe, then what does that imply? That we are all co-creators of our reality. And maybe we're not so much at mercy of our reality, but rather at the mercy of our own imagination. They say in it, where there's a will, there's a way. You know what I mean? You're not that strong to produce for yourself oxygen. What you mean? What you're saying? And yeah, I haven't read Revelation though. Reading Matthew currently, Ivan. Oh, really? Anyway, so I hope everyone's well. Keep tapping your screens at people and share the live out if you can. Yeah. Is everybody okay? Keep the chat flowing. The Bible is a living word and it's quite incredible. Well, from where though? They say, oh, it's divinely inspired, but like, where does it come from? It's written by man, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like, who's told people about God doing this and that? Adam and Eve being created by blah, 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 I mean, like, where does that all come from? It's just word of mouth. None of us can prove any of that stuff. All I can say, James, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Well, yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, really? From angels? Well, how do we prove all that? Look, someone could have just wrote it as a way to control people. Reminds me that there was a song called Send Me an Angel. Anyone know that one? So, right now. Yeah. It was like one of those one-hit wonders, apparently. You can't prove it, only experience it. Well, experience is a subjective thing and different interpretations of the experience. It's like the whole ghost thing, really, isn't it? Some would say that some of these people have kind of some things going on in their head, but to them, that what they're seeing is legit. So thank you for the follow, Davies. Unless we can see something objectively and something that we can all agree on, then there's always going to be these debates. But why don't we all experience something that, like, we should all experience things on a day-to-day basis that confirms it, that confirms the existence of a God that outside of ourselves. But what I don't get is when they say that the God of the Bible is how he's everywhere, but yet he's not in us at the same time, that we are separate from God, but at the same time, he's, you know what I mean? Hello, Ab08, how you doing? Welcome to my live. Make sure you subscribe if you're new here. So how can he be everywhere, but not at the same time? But then they say, it's because it's his creation or something. It's like, well, his creation isn't him though. Hello, light in the darkness, how you doing? Hope you're well. You're welcome, Ab. If two of you shall agree on earth as touching anything that they shall ask, it should be done for them of my Father, which is in heaven. So what do you interpret that as? Thank you for follow, Liu. Thank you for follow, Davies. Yeah, so I hope you have all had a good day today, people. Nice to meet you all. Yeah. You need a knowledge to experience it. Well, some might say experience is what gives you knowledge. What do you mean? You need knowledge to experience it. You could argue experience is what gives you knowledge, but then I would say it's the experience of many that gives you knowledge. I'd say experience gives people wisdom, and I mean, you know what I mean? It's how do you truly know something unless you've experienced it, I would say. Hello, Hannes. Sabine, I remember Sabine. Has anyone ever seen Mr. Bean's Holiday? Stargazer says, at any moment in our lives, we are faced with an infinite choice, what we are and what we want to be, and what we want to be is already existent. But to realize it, we must match our inner speech and actions to it. Okay. Hello, SGT Summer. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Hit follow. Thank you. Right. Right, correct, but it requires corresponding knowledge of the divine. But how do we know that, though? It's faith rather than knowledge, I would say, then. Anyway. Hope everyone's well tonight. Faith and knowledge are two different things, yeah. But what I would say is that just because you've had some kind of subjective experience that could be interpreted in different ways, then is that true knowledge? Knowledge is something that's undeniable, something that cannot be argued with, I would say. Something that many people can experience for themselves. Like in science, it's like something has to be testable, repeatable by anybody. Like if it can't be, then it's not science, and it's like, let's say somebody had some experience of Loch Ness Monster, for example. Maybe they were hallucinating or something, right? And they say, I saw not Loch Ness Monster. And then, but no one else can. So, yeah. No, I don't speak Portuguese, no. No, I don't. Anyway. Yeah, I don't speak anything other than English. Right, I'm gonna restart the YouTube.